So I never know where to stand. Now I'm going to introduce to you Vanessa Isaac, who has a different story, but I consider an athlete as well. She started a company called HIMI Brazil. She's a dancer and a workshop leader, and she has some very successful, she's an entrepreneur. She has some very successful workout CDs or videos, DVDs, and website, and I'm going to let you tell her story.
Thank you so much for having me here. As she said, my name is Vanessa Isaac, and my company HIMI Brazil focus in Brazilian dance, music, and lifestyle, and in that fitness and the artistic aspect of that. I from Brazil, so I have an accent, so I apologize if you don't understand. You can ask me to repeat. Just to give you a little background, I was born in a very small town. Probably you know from Brazil, that's right? No, I don't. A very small town that doesn't is not what you think about Brazil. It's called Anápolis, like Anápolis that you have here, but with one N. And there is no beach, there is no palm trees. Very rural area. There is a lot of horse and dogs and cats and chickens, and it's full of animals. So I was born in that city, but my family is from the state of Bahia. It's very, a lot of music, a lot of dance, a very artistic area with a lot of African influence. And I grew up in both places, the inland and also the coast of Brazil. And I grew up very shy, but I had a couple of passions, and that's what took me to fitness. I loved music. I played the piano, and I loved to dance. I started ballet at 6 years old, so that was one of my passions growing up. And then when I became a teenager, I explored, besides ballet, contemporary dance and social dance of Brazil, also theater. So my path was always dancing, and I didn't know anything about fitness. All that I wanted was more the artistic side of dancing. When I got to college, I had to make a decision what I wanted, and I was between communications and law, because my dad was a lawyer and he wanted me to become a lawyer. I said only if it is to break the law that I'm going to do law, because I have no talent, So I decided to do communications because it fitted with the communication of dance and music, all that I wanted to express at the time. So I finished college and I wanted to go somewhere. I was dancing in dance companies and I was teaching already. I was 18 years old in the company, Quasar, that I was part of. So when I finished college, I decided I want to go somewhere, anywhere, right? Just to explore, to share, to learn. And I wanted to learn English. And a neighbor of my father told me about Santa Barbara. He said, don't go to Los Angeles, don't go to New York. My dream was to go to New York, of course, being a dancer, being to theater and being to music. I wanted so badly to go to New York, but I didn't know any English. So he told me, go to Santa Barbara. It's a small city, it's close to LA, you're gonna love it. I said, well, maybe I stayed for 6 months and then I moved out. Well, 17 years and I'm still here. I didn't want to live in my car in LA. But I started, one of my first jobs here were teaching dance class at the dance warehouse. In the first few months I got this job, and I was super happy working and teaching the kids and the teenagers. And I was teaching contemporary Brazilian dance class. You still focus in the artistic part side of that. I started with 3 students. From 3 it became 4, the next week became 5, then became 20, and I was super excited because I was 20 years old and doing what I wanted to do. But people would come up to me and not talk only about the artistic part, because people came to me because they were in dance companies, or they loved bossa nova and want to learn about a little bit more about Brazil, or they had a Brazilian boyfriend or girlfriend, or they were interested in being fit and trying to find something that was fun and interesting and different that they could dedicate as a fitness activity. So they kept saying to me, God, since I started your class, I'm such in great shape. I love it. It's so different of anything that we have in the clubs. So I was very lucky that people brought that awareness to me, because at the time I was not thinking like that. I had a friend, I just had met her, but she became a good friend, and she worked with me. She still works with me. She said, Vanessa, I want you to teach at UCSB. So I went to teach at UCSB at the dance department as a guest, and also at the recreation program. And the classes were really successful there too. I had like around 60 people in a room. We had to close the doors at one point, how successful it was. And from there, people kept saying to me, I'm such in great shape. I lost I don't know how many pounds, or didn't lose any pounds, but I feel so good. There is so much awareness that I feel. That's when I started to pay attention, and that's how I discovered the word fitness. Of course, I knew that dance is very athletic, but was never my focus. So from there, I'm like, okay, I have to learn more. I started to join different fitness associations, dance and fitness associations. I started to get the education that I need. I started to also rededicate myself to Pilates and really look at that from that point of view to help my students too. From there, one thing led to another. People started to say, you should do a DVD, you should do a workout DVDs. I'm like, workout DVD? I'm a dancer, I want to perform, I don't want to do workout DVD. My husband at the time said, no, we should do, and I will help you, because he's a musician and composer. So he created a DVD, this little DVD. I spent $5,000 in the DVD and some friendship, because I called all my friends that could hold the camera for me. Do you have a nice background that that I can use? Can I do in your house? He created this DVD, and the class already successful. I'm traveling, teaching my workshops, and I put on Amazon, because you can put anything on Amazon.com. And I was selling like 5 a week. I was super happy. For me, it was successful already. But then I got a call from New York, from Weight Watchers magazine, 2 months after I put the DVD out. You want to feature your DVD for a company in your magazine? I'm like, could not believe it. I was like amazed. So they featured the DVD, and that's how, in a national level, my company became known for that. For me, because we're so organic, what I say is like, follow your passion. I never knew that from dance I would get it in fitness, and I would get to create a company that I travel, and I can talk about fitness, and I can talk about the physical aspects of dance, and then I can also see my students not only shape their physical, and feel good about themselves, but the mental attitude, empowerment that comes from dedicating to something that we love. So it's just follow your bliss. Know, for me, was like education. When you know something, find your niche. If I was competing with other like regular exercise, that I say like aerobics, probably I would not be so fortunate in terms of success, because it was not different enough. But the fact that I did Brazilian thing, that's something so exotic and different with what he had at the time here. At the time he didn't have Zumba or anything like that. It was like something really new. Probably I would not have, Weight Watchers would not have called me. But I think the most important is to follow your what you really love, find the education, and start. It's like what you said, you just learn by doing it. I just learned even what I liked it by doing it. I didn't know that I liked to do that until I did it, and also I discovered what I didn't like it. So first is the passion and the education, and then the dedication. I don't like the word commitment. People talk a lot about in the fitness world about commitment. Commitment is a word that I shy away, because it feels there is like no joy at all. You just committed because you committed. I like dedication, and you use that word too, and I liked it because it means that you have that passion and you can put the time that you need into the education. Try different things. In terms of outside success, I think marketing is also, you should learn about marketing and business from the beginning, or whatever you do. And I know you're out of time, so I leave it here.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Great. Our